I'm Dr. Stephanie Hancox. I'm a clinical psychologist and sound healer, and I have been trained in Ericksonian hypnosis, and I've been doing that for many, many years, which is utilizing helping people access internal resources. And over the years, I have developed a further interest in more energetic approaches. Last October, when I was working with that young woman, and she was already pregnant and having some challenges with the health of the fetuses, I was very frustrated, and I thought, geez, I wish I knew a way, I wish I had that to do the physical healing as well. And that's when I made that contact with Fong, and October 16th, 2010 is a red letter day in my life. And I was struck by the inner quietness of Master O, and just the sense of people being genuine. I have studied a number of different energy approaches and transcribed materials, and as a good friend of mine said, there's a lot of channeled material, not all of it is genuine, and you really have to suss it out. But it was just so clear to me, the training and Master O's presence, and I just knew. So I feel like I've come home, and there's a sense of community that I really, really like. And the work, I mean, the effectiveness of just doing the moving form was quite something. And as you read in the transcription, which I'm going to post on my website as well, at one point there were parts of the brain sitting outside where they were supposed to be in these children, and they were talking about terminating. And we did the intervention, and boom, it's healed. And I thought, I do and I don't believe in magic. And I find that in working with clients that I continue to do the hypnosis, and I will spontaneously start doing the hand movements, and I will teach people how to receive qi by teaching the phrases: take kindness and benevolence as basis, take frankness and friendliness to heart. And everyone who hears this said, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And no matter what level of pain they're in, they hear these words and say, yeah, I can do this. And people practice. People practice at home. People incorporate it in their meditation. Because the phrases themselves are something that people can resonate with. Even the most skeptical. Even the most cynical. And that is what is truly transcultural. And I really, really like that. Previously in my work, I was teaching people how to meditate and using imagery and using metaphor. So this just amplifies it to a level that I had not anticipated, because I find that by incorporating the Pangu Shengong into the work, people are able to get out of their own way, and issues of motivation, personality change, and so people do better.
Oh, great.
And they do better faster, even though it's not a quick fix. And I find I'm pulling together that children are much more receptive, because they don't know any different, they don't know any better, if you will. I would love to have a practice where it's just the Qigong, but it's people don't come to me strictly for that yet. And since I have this other skill set, I feel like it's such a fabulous blending. And optimal marriage.
Yeah.
People become more motivated. A lot of when people come to me, they're often anxious or very depressed. Sometimes there are weight issues, and it helps them the phrases replace the negative thinking. And I'm not one to teach affirmations because they tend to be just a smear of well-being over a deep-seated core of self-loathing. Whereas the phrases, the password, it's not an affirmation, it's a statement of truth. And so it's a very different idea. And so people are able to then reprogram what their cells have been hearing all along, metaphorically speaking, obviously. So they're able to get with the program, if you will, sooner than later. And people are able to make change sooner than later, if they practice. I find for myself that when I'll often do the condensed form, one cycle, not three, but one cycle between clients, and I'm not exhausted. So I like that. And I also found it made a huge difference in my Tai Chi form. So that was good.
Nice.
And my memory it's back to what it used to be.
Wow.
Yeah. I noticed as one matures, one's memory tends to shift, and I'm finding that I'm more astute, I feel like I'm sharper.
After how long of the Pangu Shengong practice you noticed that?
Well, let me see, this is June 10th, and I started October 16th. So, and I did the moving form in October, and then the non-moving and condensed, 2 months ago? 6 months?
6 months. Great.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel healthier, and the other thing that I've noticed, I've had some chronic physiological issues, nothing serious, but just I wasn't able to figure out how to fix it. And I found, what I'm understanding is that by doing the Pangu Shengong, we are guided to that which we need to heal. And sometimes it is something external, like stretching in a different kind of way, or moving in a different kind of way. And and certainly changes one's outlook. I think we're generally, by practicing, one is generally less cranky.
Nice.
One smiles more.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. That's a benefit.
Definitely.
So, so it has many personal benefits as well as what I'm seeing in my clinical work. For example, with the woman who having the twins, and this is by far the most significant set of circumstances to date. By going through this whole process, she doesn't worry as much, and she's able to stay in the here and now rather than projecting a negative future. So it has encouraged me to want to introduce this to more and more people.
What motivates you to continue your Pangu Shengong practice?
Just the benefits. I've been a long-term student of A Course in Miracles, which is a Western, it's not a religion, but it was transcribed, channeled material, And it's so I'm not unused to finding areas of truth, but there's something about the Chinese culture that I'm very drawn to, and I don't know what that is, but I find that this I feel I have a deeper connection because Master O reads the ancient texts. He's done a lot of study. So I figure, well, I know I'm never going to, but at least I'm reaping the benefit. And I like, I have a scholarly bent, if you will, and I like reading, but, obviously I'm never going to be able to read the original texts. So I find that just, it also helps calm me down. And I find the strengthening and so the personal benefits are just mixing the personal and the professional. It's a win-win situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the people that are doing this. A nice group of people. And so having the people that I know that are doing this are people that I respect, and not that people talk about it much, but there's I think what I find is that there's a structure, a construct of how to behave in the ritual, and it opens up doors that I haven't experienced in other energy approaches, and I think this has it's got the spirit component that other Qigong doesn't, or for me. It's so I feel like I'm gaining access to another thought system that just really just speaks to me very deeply. I don't know if I'm making a whole lot of sense here, but I think that's one of the motivators. But it's just everybody's so nice, genuinely, and it's fun. And I found that every time I do the condensed form and go to the sacred place, the imagery initially starts out the same, and it's this triangle that I'm walking through. And then today, I felt as though I'm very well aware of my body and very well aware of the surroundings, but I also felt as though I was completely light-filled, and of light and in light. And I thought, well, this is very interesting to be able to do this, to have this experience and still being very connected to what's going on. I thought, this is very cool. And so it's the depth and the richness, despite the simplicity, is what really keeps me going. The Pangu Shengong takes out the doubt, is my experience, because I'm by nature I'm very intuitive, and sometimes I wouldn't quite know what the images meant. And I find that with this training and the continued practice, there's a knowing, and not an arrogance, just a gentle knowing that this is what the why and wherefore. And so therefore, as the psychologist, therapist, healer, one is able to cut through all the static and the noise and cut to the chase. Well, thank you.
Thank you.